Welcome back to the Kicks Only version of the Kicks and Giggles podcast. This is where you get all of your sneaker updates, my opinions, my predictions, thoughts on last month's shoes, predictions on next month's shoes, which is the same thing as predictions, which I just said. This is basically where I talk about shoes, and it's kind of the kicks part of the fucking podcast. Because I know that when you hear, oh, Kicks and Giggles podcast, it must be about shoes and it must be funny. What you realize is it's really about me talking about fucking shit in my life, and it's just kind of a cool, catchy name. The first 70 episodes I did like a 10-minute section at the end of every episode that would be like talking about random sneakers or deals that I've done or shouting people out and or like celebrities that I've met with. And this version I think is a lot cleaner. I enjoy doing it more, giving like one 30-minute episode that's dedicated to sneakers. It kind of like divides people that listen to the show for sneaker content and to like talk about business and shit. And then it separates them from the people that like want to hear me talk about blowjobs and fucking having sex with people. So that's that. There's no ad on today's podcast because of COVID-19. My ads are just low. Nobody's wants to throw me a fucking bone. I tried to call Gary Vaynerchuk. He was like, I can't, bro. I tried to call Jimmy Fallon. He didn't want to do it. So there's no ads on this one. I kind of am structuring it now. This is only the third episode that I've done of Kicks Only, but I have like a structure that I'm doing, like the favorite of the month, flop of the month, the fuck you of the month, which is like a shoe that I just hate. And then I'm going to do that for March, which is last month. And I'm going to make some predictions for April. I'm going to talk about some honorable mentions. I got a shout out from a guy out here, a tip for resellers, and kind of like my prediction with the market after all this COVID-19 shit. So let's fucking get into it. All right. First off, my favorite shoe of the month for March. This is weird. This is a weird one, okay? I truly am a Jordan guy. I've gotten into Yeezys because of the comfort, but when it comes to like a shoe that I love based on like the story that it has or like the meaning, I kind of fall in love with like a lot of Jordan stories, like Bread Ones, Flu Games, all that. There's a lot more to Jordans than there is to Yeezys, and when it's like, obviously hype kind of overcomes some people, and when it's like, when the Zebras first came out, when the Zebra V2s first came out, I was like, I have to wear these because it's a super expensive shoe. They were like $1,400. I needed people to know that like, if Ange is wearing this fucking shoe, he must be the plug. And people that don't know Ange need to know that. So by wearing expensive shoes, which is kind of the tip that I'm going to give later, by wearing really expensive shit, you separate yourself from like a guy that, like if I see someone in the mall and he's got Royal Ones on or fucking a Yeezy that's like a butter Yeezy or a fucking Sage, something that's like $200-$300, it's just like, I look at that person as a consumer. I look at them as a fucking robot actually, because it's like, oh, he's like buying shitty Yeezys because he thinks they're cool, which is just me judging because I'm a reseller, or I at least was a reseller. But if I see someone that's got like a fucking, I'm trying to think of a really, like a Tokyo 5 or an Oregon 5 or a Red October or a Solar Red, something that's like really high market, I know that like, okay, this motherfucker has something to do with shoes, and like I personally wouldn't, but a random person in the mall, the average person is going to go up to that person and be like, yo, how the fuck did you get those? I love these. Like, can I look at them? Can I touch them? They're going to get fucking foot fetishy and get weird. And it just brings like that attraction, and everybody's looking at you. If you know sneakers and you know that someone's wearing Red Octobers, like that fucker has money. That's not like, they're not a consumer. They're a flex artist. That's what we call those. They're simply doing that to get attention, and it's awesome. It's not a bad way of getting attention. It's really cool. I respect it. Some people are like, fuck you, man, because like you have money and they're mad about it. But yeah, so that's that. And normally, though, like at my core, when it comes to just shoes that I love, something that I would put in a collection, if I'm ever going to have a display of shoes in my house when I'm older, it's going to be Jordan 1s. It's going to be Jordan probably 13s. It's going to be bins. I'm going to start a collection of like all of like really exclusive. I would love to have Tokyo 5s, stuff like that. So I never really got into Nike SBs ever. I had Elvis Duran. He is a huge fucking radio show host that's from New York. It's like top 10 radio shows in the state and probably top 25 in the country or higher. Maybe I'm even like lowballing that. Elvis Duran reached out to me before, like last year, and I hooked him up with those Purple Lobster Nike SB lows, and I got on the show and we did a big interview. It was really fun, and that was like literally one of the first times that I ever saw an SB, and I was like, oh, I kind of do like this. I know that there's a lot of like Supreme fucking, I don't know. There's a lot of collabs with Nike SBs. I don't even know if it's Supreme that they did it with. There's a lot of like weird skater shit that goes on with Nike SBs, and I just don't know the market, so I don't really have enough to say about it. But I do like, I'm not a big fan of low top shoes. In my opinion, this actual shoe reminds me of a fucking Osiris shoe. And if you don't know what Osiris's are, it's like in Zoomies, when you were like a younger kid, you would go with your friends to the fucking mall. They would have these like really fat, thick shoes that were called Osiris's, and they were always had like neon colors or like black and white or orange patent leather or green, and they were really wild looking, but they were really fat and they were thick. And that's kind of what these remind me of. They remind me of an Etnies shoe or a fucking Osiris. And I guess that's kind of what they're going for, because it's like Nike skateboard, Nike SB. They're trying to like mend the fucking two, which is cool. But I never really liked these. In my opinion, though, for March, I picked the SB Dunk Low Safari just because I really like to like, I like that it's elephant printy, but it's actually not the same elephant print that Jordan uses. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys could see it. It's more of like a fucking light gray with like very tiny dark gray dots in it. I think it looks really cool. It's kind of fresh to a Nike SB from what I've seen. Obviously, the Travis Scott SB just came out, and that's like all over the place with different patterns, but I don't know. I fucking like this one. I like that like dark burnt orange, and it looks like on the side right here, it looks like that's suede, and I think that they use the same orange in suede and then rubber on the bottom and then like cotton on the toe and on the heel. And then maybe even leather on the swoosh. It looks really cool. This shoe, I haven't seen them in person yet. I was really trying to get them in hand for this episode, but nobody's fucking meeting up for sneakers because nobody wants to die to sell a pair of shoes right now. So that's the train going by in the background. So this is my pick for my favorite when it comes to looks. And honestly, as an overall, Nike SBs don't retail for a lot. They're like $160, and these are going for $300, which is double retail value. But for an SB, that's not bad. These also have a tendency to really fucking go up over a year or two. Like the Court Purple, the ones that I hooked up Elvis Duran with, those were like $375 when I got them to him, and now in his size they're going for like $550 and probably more. So I know that these age really fucking well. So that's my pick for my favorite. Now, the flop of the month, the shoe that I thought was going to do really good, and I might have even predicted a 350 or 400 range for these, I don't remember, but this is the 380 Mist non-reflective or reflective, either one. I thought that these were really clean. I don't really like the orange. I was saying in last week's episode that I wish they would do just an all black or a black and gray. I think that would do a lot better, but I guess, like the Alien colorway came out, and that was like light gray with like a hint of green. And then these came out, and it's like darker gray with a hint of orange. It's not that different. I should have saw this coming, but because it's a new model, because it's still a 380, which is we've only seen one of them, I figured like, oh, okay, the fucking, like they're going to roll out like 4 colorways and they're all going to hit. This shoe did not hit at all. This shoe was $230, fucking retail, after tax like $255. People predicted and were pre-selling these for fucking $350, $375, And now people are returning them. I've tried to get my hands on a 10.5 for my personal pair, and I have people that are like, look, dude, I need 255. Otherwise, I'm going to return them. You could go buy them from the store. Like, nobody wants this fucking shoe, which kind of sucks because I do like them, and it doesn't stop me from enjoying the look of them. But, yeah, I mean, for anybody that's a consumer out there that I was talking about, which I wasn't trying to make fun of, just saying you're a consumer, you're not trying to flex, which is good. This is a fucking sleeper, and this is definitely worth grabbing because a new Yeezy model that's super comfortable. I've heard awesome things about these. Plus, they're a little bit of a platform shoe for any of you shorter guys out there that you're trying to look 5'8" instead of 5'6". This is a fucking awesome shoe, and they're super comfortable. And the colorway is like, it's different, and it'll definitely turn heads a little bit. But the only side effect is that it's going to turn heads, and the sneakerheads are going to be like, oh, fuck those shoes. But yeah, I mean, I personally like them still, but that's definitely the flop when it comes to a shoe that people thought was going to do well, and it fucking flopped. Now, the fuck you of the month. This is fuck this shoe. These are the Desert Sage V2s. I'm just so sick of seeing cream, gray, light colorways on V2s, and the fact that these are like they're not even gray. Like, you can't really wear these with jeans and they look clean. I've seen people wear blue jeans with this shoe. It looks like shit. Also, for all of you people that are wearing jeans with your Yeezys, stop doing that, okay? It doesn't look good anyways. When you put it over the Yeezy, it looks weird because now you have this like sock that's like expanding from your jean. And when you tuck them in, it looks way fucking worse because this tongue is not sturdy enough to really pop. That's why I like Jordan 1s more, because Jordan 1s, you could wear baggy jeans with Jordan 1s and somehow they kind of look good. You could tuck your skinny jeans in, they look fucking fresh. You can like really pop the tongue from them and like loop the laces behind the tongue. Like, there's so much you could do when it comes to a Jordan when you're wearing them. You could wear them with fucking... There are some Jordan 1s that look super clean with dress pants I've seen people wear. And Yeezys, they just don't have that fucking versatile, I don't even know if that's the word, flexible, like, you can't play around with Yeezys. It's kind of like black joggers, gray joggers, the occasional dark green, red, gray pair, and that's fucking it. These would only look good with black joggers, and anything else, you're a fucking idiot. They remind me of like algae from that you see in a fucking like shitty lake. I see a shitty lake and I see this color, and now they put that into a Yeezy. Also, the color of coral isn't coral orange? They should have called these the Sea Shitter V2s because that's what they are, okay? Not a fan of these. And not even just me ripping them. This is not even just my personal opinion. Nobody fucking likes these. They're still in stores. I mean, if you like them, hey, kudos to you. Good job. You are in a niche market and you're unique, man or woman, but or non-binary. But just, yeah, man, fuck this shoe. I hate this shoe. They go for like $260. A lot of Yeezys are starting to go for $260, and it's because $260 is $220 retail plus $19 tax plus $15. And like, that sucks, because if people are really reselling Yeezys to make $15, you got a whole nother problem, and it's not worth buying the shoe, waiting a week for it to get there, then waiting 5 days to find a seller. That's like 12 days that you're out $240 just to return $260. Like, really, bro? Not a fan of that. This shoe is a cinder. The only thing I'm going to say, if you're trying to resell these and you're still like, if your fucking Foot Action app or your Foot Locker app, whatever your app is, or your raffles, if you hit on raffles all the time, the only way you should still go for Yeezy V2s is if you're going for 4, 5, 6, 6.5, 7. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Like, I have a 6.5 and a 6 in these Cinder. This is like the Cinder colorway that just released. I think this is actually like technically April release. It's like end of March, early April. But I got my hands on some of these Cinders for retail, and you know, they're cool and they're fine. They're all black with a gum bottom. I'm torn on these because they just look exactly like the black reflectives, but I'm also kind of cool with it because at least it's not a light colorway. At least it's dark. I like the bottom of the shoe that has yellow. I wish they would have done like, okay, this shoe would have been super sick if it was all black and then this mid stripe was yellow. Bring that yellow right here and it's going to be sick as fuck. Then you got Bruins fans wearing them, black and fucking Latin Kings wearing them. People that wear neck deep shirts like me, like you could mix that with like a punky look or like a Batman fucking thing. Now you're opening up to a different market just because of your colors. But no, we don't get that from Yeezy. Jordan will do that once in a while. Jordan will throw us some weird colorways that strictly cater to like Spider-Man fans or Lakers fans or fucking whatever that, like they don't do that with these. Or Toros like black and red. Yeah, so I do like these, and the Cinders in a size 6, and the fucking Sages, and all those. In the smaller sizes, they're hitting 300, maybe a little bit more. So then it's a little bit worth it. Sit on them for 2 weeks, sell them, make $60. That's fine. But if you're going to do it for 15 or 10, no, then fuck you, you know? Now, my favorite for April, so favorite prediction and then prediction flop. Okay. Oh, I got to get this picture of the Alvas. So my favorite so far when I look at all of these April releases, there's a ton of shit releasing in April. There's like a ton of Jordans that are supposed to release in April. Some Jordans were supposed to be March. I think they were going to do the Hair 6 and the Fire Red 5 in March, and they pushed them back to April. And the Flints got pushed back too. And I don't know if they're going to continue to get pushed back or what, but as of right now, the April releases for Jordan, like I'm doing the Jordan releases based on what's said right now, okay? It might change, so don't get your hopes up for any of these, but it's their word, sneaker news and all that. But my favorite out of Jordan and Yeezy, I actually like these Bone MNVN Yeezy 700s. I didn't like these in the beginning. These were kind of like the Wave Runners for me, where I saw them and I was like, nah, those are ugly. Then I got them in person, then I tried them on, and then I was like, okay, I get it. These are sick as fuck. Like, these are super comfortable, and the materials that they're using is a little bit different. And especially with these, this is like a nylon wrap on the whole upper of the shoe, and there's no laces, which is really cool. It's a concept that you don't really see on shoes lately. I mean, kind of ever, unless it's like Allbirds or some like off shit brand, which Allbirds isn't a shit brand, but they're just not hype. But for Yeezy to make a shoe that has no, like, the laces don't open up. They're just closed. It's one lace and it's closed. So they just really expand with your foot. I do recommend, if you're a 12, I recommend going 12 and a half. If you're a 13, get a fucking 14 or a 13 and a half if you could find one. I don't think that going up is a bad idea. Maybe even a full size if you have a wide foot, because you can't like open up. Like sometimes if you have a wide foot, you'll buy a shoe and like take the laces and open them up at the toe so you have like more room. You can't fucking do that with these, which is a hard sell or a hard pass for people with wide feet. But maybe you could pull it off if you get like a bigger size, like a full size up. But I do really like these. I love the nylon look on the orange pair of these. They stood out so fucking much. And black and white, you can't go wrong. A little bit of gray looks really cool, especially because it's reflective. So for the Bone 700s, I think these are fucking sick. I really want to get a pair. They're going to go with my 700 pack. I don't have the black pair, but I don't care for the black pair as much. I guess I'll get them to like complete the pack if they're going to keep doing more. But yeah, the orange ones are dope. And the orange ones are going to look sick. There's going to be people out there. They're going to wear a left orange and a right white. And that's going to look dope. Okay? That's my opinion. Now, that's my favorite. The highest market for April, I think, is going to be the Travis Scott Air Max 270. Now, remember, this is not a normal sneaker market. This is fucking COVID-19 market. So a Travis Scott shoe that just did $1,000 plus was the Nike SB, and every fucking other shoe he's touched. Well, maybe not the 6s or the Jordans, but For an Air Max 270 that looks this fucking wild, it's Nike and Travis Scott. There's so many different colors. People are going to wear these with so much different shit. They cater to women because they're going to make small sizes. And women fucking love Air Max 270s, and they look great on them. I think that this shoe is going to be $600 to $700. If it wasn't a COVID fucking market, I would probably say upwards of like $900. And I think I've said that before, like 8 to 9. But I'm going to predict safely, and I'm going to go $600 to $700 on these. And I think they deserve that. I'm sure the box is going to look dope. I haven't seen pictures yet, but I think that Travis Scott is super hot right now, and people are really desperate for like cool collabs. And all the people that are collecting, it's like Travis Scott right now is like catching Jordan when he just started making like shadows and fucking royals. Like, you're getting fresh colorways from a guy that you haven't really seen much from. Now, when Bread's re-release and Flint's re-release and Fire Red's re-release, you're getting sneakerheads that are like deep collectors that just want every year of the same colorway. Or you're getting people that are just, I wore mine out. It's been 4 years. I love this shoe. I want to get them again. Resellers don't really touch those. But for a shoe that's like this, where it's Travis Scott's 9th shoe or 11th shoe or whatever it is, people are still going to grab these just for the fact that, like, I want these. I want to complete my Travis Scott collection. It's an easy collection to have if you bought retail every time. And for the people that are seeing the difference in retail to resell, they're going to try to grab them and flip them. So these are going to easily sell fast as fuck. People are going to want them. It's going to be high demand. I think $600 to $700 is safe. Now, also, these are going to give them a run for their fucking money. And I actually wish these were going for more. It comes up weird on my screen. I don't know why. But these are the Air Fear of God ones, the triple black pair. These were supposed to come out on Valentine's Day, and we just got a big fuck you. Like, they said they were going to come out. There was a ton of sources saying we were going to get these, and we never did. And that just built up more hype for when they're going to drop now. And I hope these go for more than $600, but I'm going to predict the same amount, $600 to $700. They're triple black. These could be used as like a combat boot. They could be worn with baggy, like parachute cargo pants, or sweatpants that you're going to ball in, or fucking skinny jeans. Like, this is such a flexible shoe and could be worn in any fucking occasion. Nobody's going to want to wear them because they're stuck in their fucking house. But once you finally get to leave, this is a shoe that a lot of people are going to want to fucking put on. And the fact that they're all black, they're not going to show that dirty. The black gum, or the black like rubber bottoms, that's fucking huge. Because a lot of shoes, if you really think about like shoes in general, there's not a lot of shoes that have black bottoms unless it's a triple black shoe or a fucking blackout colorway or a, you know what I mean? There's like, most shoes have a white bottom or a cream bottom. So for those reasons, these are going to do great. I would fucking bet a lot of money on these going at least above $550, $600, and let's hope I'm not fucking wrong. And I also think that the fact that they were going to drop and then they didn't, and now they're really going to drop, like, that kind of says a lot. These are supposed to be April 25th. All of these are kind of scattered. I'm not giving like determined dates because, again, like, we don't really know if they're going to push these back. But if they did with those, it's just going to make them more hyped. Now, an honorable mention for April is these SNS. It's called the SNS Vans Beach Pack. These are so fucking cool for all you people that like to wear like vibrant colors and you like to fucking throw like a blue shirt on with orange pants and you really just don't give a fuck about matching. And like, that's a style in its own. Billie Eilish kind of brought that out in a lot of women and kind of like younger girls, how they dress. Also for the guys that dress like me, that like black fucking ripped shit with like some colors on their t-shirt, kind of like an emo goth vibe, punky look. These cater to those people as well. And on top of that, all the skateboarders and a lot of preppy girls that are trying to get a little edgy, these are the shoes that cater to a lot of fucking people. And nobody really knows about them. And with Vans, it's hard because people love Vans regardless, but you're always looking for a Van that like not a lot of people have. And sometimes you walk into a Vans store and you see like a dark maroon high top and they're like, yeah, these are the last pair. You want to get them just because it's a little bit different. There's a new color to them. Everybody's got black skates. Everybody's seen the checkerboards. This brings a little bit something new to the table. Colored checkerboards, they pop a lot, and they have like S&S written all over them, which people don't even know what S&S means. It's sneakers and stuff. It's a brand that's from like, I mean, I don't really even know what it is. All I know is that it stands for sneakers and stuff. I think they're from like UK or something like that, but they sell fucking, they kind of do like how your Farfetch or Neiman Marcus would be, where they like sell other brands, but then they do like once in a while they collaborate with brands like Ultra Boost. They did S&S Ultra Boost. They done like 2 or 3 of them. Those were fucking fire when they first released. Then people got over them. But for a shoe that's $85 and you get S&S, which is kind of a rare brand, like you don't really see much of them, and Vans, $85 for a collab for these two companies is pretty dope, and they look really sick. And they just released April 3rd, and I think they were extremely limited. It's to celebrate, what the fuck is it? They're celebrating their S&S store it's in like Long Beach or something like that, in California or one of these fucking places. They had a store open for a year, and it's celebrating a year of this shop being open. So I think that they only released them there, and then a little bit of like a small batch on S&S. If I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't fucking know. All I know is these are going for like $150 plus, and there's not a lot in the market. If you look on GOAT or StockX, there's only like 7 asks right now in each size. So I don't think that they're going to blow up. These aren't going to be like $250, $450, $500, but they're cool because you could get away with getting them pretty cheap, around $100, and not a lot of people know what these are. So S&S, Vans, Venice Beach Pack. Those are really dope. Also, they're both low tops. There's one that's like the old school, that's like the short amount of laces, and then there's the slip-ons. And the old schools are my favorite because it's like pink, black, and green. It's more edgy colors. The slip-ons are orange, black, and purple, which I guess is still edgy. I don't fucking know. I think of edgy as this shirt, okay? And like painted nails. So what the fuck do I know? Now, this is one that I don't even want to say this is the flop of the month. This is just kind of like the give of the month. This is the shoe that is going to probably go for retail. I don't think it's going to flop. I don't think it's going to blow up. The Fire Red 5s with the Nike Air on the back. I actually, for some reason, have noticed that Jordans are kind of like going for like $50 to $100 over retail. And they're kind of staying there when they're, even if they're like re-releases, which I don't know why. I guess it's just like, people love Jordans, and you know what, maybe because Yeezy isn't giving us much right now, they're shitting the bed, so people are like, fuck it, I'll just go back to collecting Jordans. I love this shoe. This is one of the first shoes that got me into reselling. These and the Gamma 12s and like the, I don't know, maybe even the Royal ones in like 2011 or something like that. But I like the shoe. It's clean. I'm not huge on them. My buddy, and you guys all know, Cody Garbrandt, he loves this shoe. He's going to be getting a pair for, like, no doubt. And, yeah, I mean, for Jordan, like old school sneakerheads, the Nike Air on the back, white, black, and red, very classic Jordan colors. People are going to like these. I personally am not crazy about them. Then there's the Flint 13s that's also releasing. This is an April release. It was supposed to fucking be like February, then March. Now it's April, so I can't guarantee anything. But all I know is that they were going to release these. People were getting their pairs early. I don't really know how. And then they pulled the release, and now these were going for like $450 to $500 for Flint 13s, okay, which is fucked. And like a new Flint 13, not even like an OG 20 years ago. So I don't think these should do good, but they'll probably go like, I think they're going to go $300 because 13s are kind of like, we don't get a lot of them. And when it's like an OG colorway, like He Got Games, Flints, Breads, the Breads didn't really do well at all, but I think that's because they had shit quality and people noticed that. So as long as the quality is good on these and they're still reflective underneath like that dark blue mesh, I think these should do well. Plus they're such an OG colorway that like people fucking know Flint 13s. Like if you don't know shit about Jordans, you've seen this shoe before and you know that it's like kind of dope. My brother Dominic had these, and I remember being younger and like looking at these every day, and they were just like the sickest. They were like, that's a Jordan shoe right there. Like that's a dope Jordan shoe. So I like the shoe, and I know that it has history. So let's fucking hope it does well. Another one I wanted to talk about, which is probably one of the last ones. The flop was going to be these fucking Yeezy 700 V3 Elvas. All of these names I think have something to do with God, which kills the vibe for me and probably a lot of other people. But let's see. I'm looking up a picture. Okay. This is the fucking shoe. We've already seen the Vantas. The Vantas didn't really do great on the market. We've already seen the non-reflectives. We just got the fucking Cinders. Like, as much as I love black shoes, we don't have to do triple black or nothing. How about black and gray, black and red, black and orange, black and green? Like, black and something fucking fun. The red stripe V2 is one of the coolest looking V2s of all time, and it's because it's black and it's got a thick red stripe. It's clean and it could be worn with anything, well, except for jeans, and it's got a thick red stripe which pops. It's a mixture of neutral colors and popping, and it's not ugly and it's not too boring. But man, these 700 V3 Elvas, hopefully these go for nothing. These should go for retail, if not $50 under, because they're not fresh. They don't even look cool. They're not that, well, I guess they are kind of comfortable, but I don't know. That like cream and black colorway was so sick. I think those were called I don't even fucking know. I don't know what those are called. Those are sick. I wish they did black on the inside, or black on the outside and cream on the inside, like a little bit of mixture of both. Instead, they did a triple black. I think these are going to flop. And that's it for my predictions. I'm going to leave the picture of the dunks in the background. Now, okay, here's a quick shout out. My guy, Kevin Rojas, or I think that's how he says his name, He's from Cream. Cream is a big page that's from Chicago. It's a bunch of resellers. It's a bunch of collectors. It's like 40,000 people. I'm like a fucking OG on it. I used to do videos all the time. They would get like 300 hits. I'm very well known, very well respected on there. Never had a bad deal. Never fucked anybody over, which is rare on these websites. If you're from Ohio, or shout out to Luke Nelson, if you're from fucking Michigan or Florida, everybody's got these pages. Or Band LA even, which I'm a part of. But everybody's got sneaker pages on Facebook, and everybody knows that like once a month there's call out posts, people are getting ripped. The guy that you thought was so legit has fucked over 20 people and owes $10,000. There's all those stories. Thankfully, I can comfortably say on Cream, I've done over 300 transactions and never screwed anybody over, never had a bad thing. I've been screwed over a few times, but I don't have any bad blood. You ask Angelo Blando's name on Cream, you'll get fucking 100 people that are like, that dude is legit as fuck. That's why I'm kind of cocky when it comes to the sneaker business. That's also why I play my cards right and I don't overbuy or oversell or fucking panic sell. Because another thing is, when you're a community of sneaker sellers that's going against StockX and against GOAT, if I get like a shoe that's like $500 and I'm selling them for $350, those people are going to be like, fuck this Angelo kid, because like you're hurting your name. So my tip for resellers is make sure that you're kind of going along with market when you're reselling on pages like that, because as much as you want to sell your shit, and even if you want to give a steal, it looks good to give a steal once in a while, but it's also bad because then people are like, yo, you're fucking ruining my business. If let's say my name is Johnny and I have 50 pairs of zebras that I'm in $500 each for, and I'm trying to get 7 each for. And now I see this fucker come online and sell 10 pairs for 600 and he's giving steals. I look bad now because I'm trying to sell them for 6 or 7, and now he's selling them for 6. So in order for me to get my money, I have to undercut him by $20, and now I'm pissed because this motherfucker is the reason why I'm doing this, and like that's bad. So you have to play your shit right. And I am all for getting in, like if this is new to you, if you're 45 years old and you want to start selling sneakers, find your local like sneaker pages or whatever the big city is. Tampa Bay, Miami, Los Angeles, Chicago, fucking Michigan, Detroit, like whatever the big city is in your state. Look up on Facebook blank sneaker page or Michigan sneakers or Florida kicks, whatever it is. Everybody's got them. And that's a good way to gain credibility and kind of reach out to people, get plugs, find the guys that are like the top dogs, message someone on there and be like, who's the admin? Who's the fucking top dog on this page? And they'll tell you fucking 3 names. And that way you could start talking to that person. Now that's the guy that you want to give your steals to. Rather than posting them and letting anybody get that, if you want to get rid of shit and you want to gain credibility, go to the admins of those pages or go to the fucking guys that you see posting pictures of 75 pairs of shoes that you know that they're like in the game and be like, hey, I'm going to throw you a steal. Let me get you a fucking zebra for $100 less than market. Or I keep saying that because it's an easy one that everybody knows. Any shoe, $100 less than market, take a little hit on them or lose a little bit of profit and in trade, like be like, yo, if I'm giving you this deal, like, can you tell me a little bit about this industry? Like, tell me how I can really maximize sales. How do you recommend taking pictures? Blah, blah, blah. You could also personally message me at my Instagram, Angelo_Blando. I love giving advice on this shit. But yeah, earn your fucking stripes first. Don't just post and try to earn your stripes because you're going to make yourself look bad and then you're going to be like frowned upon by the other big sellers. That's my tip there. And that's my shout out. Oh, the reason I shout out Kevin is because I fucking dropped off. I've been trying to like sell more shoes. I had like 20 pairs that I was just stocking on and I was trying to get rid of them, but I don't want to meet people because I'm not really a fucking fan of meeting up when there's a coronavirus going around either. And I was posting a lot on my Instagram stories and a lot of people weren't really like into the shoes that I was selling. So I didn't want to post them on Cream and then like get like have to meet someone in fucking Indiana and Michigan and all this weird shit. So my buddy Kevin was like, yo, I'll take them off your hands. Like, I'll move them quick. I dropped him off like 8 pairs of shoes and he moved them in like 2 days. So there are people like that. And I paid him a commission. I was like, yo, whatever you get over 140 on these, 220 on these, I'm sure he made 30, 50 bucks. That's another really good way to like get to know the market is just fronting for people, which I could use some people to do that. So if you're interested in helping move shoes or helping grab shoes for me, I'm always paying people out. I'm always like willing to help grow other people's like business. And yeah, Kevin fucking killed it. So shout out to you. And that's about it. You know, Kicks Only, episode 3. I'm trying to do them every 4 episodes. So it'll be like a Kicks Only and then 3 and then Kicks Only. And then 3 and then Kicks Only and so on. So the next episode will be covering my predictions for April and then making new predictions for May. Or I'll just be fucking dead. Okay? Or maybe you guys all will be. Other than that, that's Kicks Only for this week and this month. Have a great rest of your day, you guys. Don't fucking die.